women have been the fastest growing part of the incarcerated population for decades now, right? The rate of incarceration for women has exceeded the rate of incarceration for men during mass incarceration. And it continues to rise, so the person wearing that orange jumpsuit is more likely than ever to be a woman.
The hit series Orange is the New Black ran for 7 seasons on Netflix after its debut in 2013, portraying a group of women who did time together. It was based on a novel by Piper Kerman, who did time herself. She sat down with me to talk about the writing process, as well as what's going on in America's prisons. What does the title mean, Orange is the New Black?
So the title is perhaps obviously sort of a satirical joke about the legendary, notorious orange jumpsuit that we associate with incarcerated people. And sort of a snide joke, if you will, the idea that that could ever fit into a fashion cliche. It also refers to the fact that women have been the fastest growing part of the incarcerated population for decades now, right? The rate of incarceration for women has exceeded the rate of incarceration for men during mass incarceration. And it continues to rise, so the person wearing that orange jumpsuit is more likely than ever to be a woman.
Did you begin writing that book while you were incarcerated?
I did not. I was incarcerated in the federal system, and I was incarcerated from 2004 to 2005. So I served 13 months of a 15-month sentence. Really a mercifully short sentence, which I was serving for a crime I had committed 10 years prior, first-time drug offense. Like most incarcerated people, I was sort of focused on questions of survival and also sort of navigating that community that you're part of, which is a really unique and interesting community of women that is found in a correctional facility. But what I was doing when I was incarcerated was writing a lot of letters to my people on the outside. I was really, really fortunate to receive mail from people who were on the outs and who cared about me. And you know, if you get a letter in prison, you write somebody back.
That's
you
a
know,
fact.
like a letter is like gold. Mail call was one of the most important times of day. So, but those letters to the outside sort of served the same purpose as the book, which was trying to explain what I was experiencing and what I was witnessing to people who are on the outside who maybe had never set foot in a prison or a jail.
Can you tell me your intentions for the book? Was it represented appropriately in the series?
You know, any book could not inform 7 seasons of television, so there's lots of departures from the true story that's told in the book. There's lots of new characters. What I care about so much and what makes me really happy about the series is that the themes from the book, which are themes of race and class and gender and power and friendship and empathy, those themes are in every single episode of the show, every single season, and that's what is important to me, because those are the themes that I want people to think about when they think about mass incarceration and when they think about what's really happening to people behind the walls.
It's your memoir, but some of the characters came from real-life people. Has any of those folks in the book ever reached out to you about compensation?
They have not. I mean, I am in touch with a lot of people who are women I did time with. And of course, I think about those questions of equity and fairness. So what I try to do is to donate some of the money that I earn to organizations that work to fight mass incarceration in some way. But what I prioritize is organizations that are led by formerly incarcerated people.
Have you ever gone back into a prison to visit?
Oh, I go into prisons and jails whenever I am invited and able to go. I just remember when you're incarcerated, it really feels sometimes like the world has forgotten about you. And I think it's so important to go into prisons and jails and to be like, I care about your situation, I care about the conditions in which you are trying to survive, I care about you coming home successfully. And I think it's really, you know, it's really important to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's important for everyone to do that.